sliver of who you truly are? What if your soul has lived dozens, maybe even hundreds of lifetimes, but every trace of them has been sealed away from your conscious mind? There is an ancient technology spoken of in lost scrolls, hidden behind the metaphors of mystic traditions and encoded into sacred geometry, that holds the key to unlocking this hidden archive. It's called the Merkavah, not just a spiritual concept, and not just a symbol of esoteric curiosity, but a living energy field, waiting to be activated. You weren't born broken. You were born sealed. The memories of your past lives, the wisdom you've accumulated across incarnations, your deeper soul purpose, all of it has been cloaked behind a veil so precise, so intentional, that you've mistaken it for your personality. And yet, every once in a while, something breaks through a strange déjà vu, a powerful dream, a sudden fear or fascination with something you've never experienced. These aren't accidents. They are echoes. In this video, we'll uncover why your past lives have been hidden, and how the Merkavah may be the very tool that was designed to help you remember them. The ancient ones knew, and now it's your turn to remember. To truly understand how the Merkavah can unlock your past lives, we first need to strip away the layers of mysticism and confusion surrounding what the Merkavah actually is. The word Merkavah comes from ancient Egyptian and Hebrew roots. In one interpretation, it breaks down into 3 syllables: Mer, meaning light, Ka, meaning spirit, and Ba, meaning body. Together, these elements represent a unified vehicle of consciousness, a light spirit-body chariot that can transcend dimensions, time, and memory. At first glance, this might sound like spiritual poetry. But when we look closer, we see that references to the Merkavah are scattered across multiple spiritual traditions. In Jewish mysticism, the Merkavah mystics practiced techniques to ascend into heavenly realms. In Egyptian cosmology, the Ka and Ba were understood as components of the soul's eternal essence. In sacred geometry, the Merkavah is represented by 2 interlocking tetrahedrons, one pointing upward and one downward, symbolizing the union of heaven and earth, spirit and matter. But here's the deeper truth. The Merkavah isn't just a concept to be believed in. It's an energetic structure, a field of rotating light anchored within and around your body. Think of it like a multi-dimensional engine. When dormant, it simply exists, inactive. But when activated through specific states of consciousness, intention, and breath, it becomes a living vehicle capable of accessing higher frequencies and unlocking memories buried within your soul's blueprint. Modern interpretations often reduce it to a visual or meditative symbol, but the ancients knew it as something far more powerful. Some traditions believed the Merkavah could be used for interdimensional travel, not as science fiction, but as a form of astral movement, soul retrieval, and direct access to the Akashic records. It was a tool for navigation beyond the veil. So when we speak about unlocking your past lives through the Merkavah, we're not talking about hypnosis, fantasy, or New Age imagination. We're talking about tuning your body and consciousness into alignment with a natural built-in mechanism, one designed to protect your memories until you're ready to hold their weight. Your Merkavah is the interface between now and then, between the seen and the hidden. In the next section, we'll dive deeper into how modern science is beginning to validate what the mystics knew, that memory, even across lifetimes, is never lost. that's just waiting to be accessed. We tend to think of memory as something stored in the brain, synapses, firing neurons, forming connections, patterns, replayed in the circuitry of the mind. But this view is limited. Increasingly, scientists and researchers are exploring the idea that memory may be far more holographic, far more non-local than we ever imagined. Let's start with what we know. There is growing evidence that cellular memory is real. Organ transplant patients have reported vivid memories, cravings, or even personality shifts that mirror those of their donors, suggesting that memory can be embedded not just in the brain, but throughout the body. Then there's epigenetics, the idea that traumatic experiences, fears, and even coping mechanisms can be passed down across generations through chemical markers on DNA. Your body, in a very real way, carries emotional echoes from the lives of your ancestors. Now take that a step further. What if these echoes weren't just from this life, but from lives your soul has lived before? This is where ancient spiritual teachings and cutting-edge science begin to overlap. Quantum theory suggests that consciousness may be non-local, meaning it exists outside of space and time. If that's true, then memory, as an extension of consciousness, may exist in a field that transcends lifetimes. Some researchers have called this field the Akashic Records. Others describe it as morphogenetic resonance. But whatever name we give it, the implication is stunning. Your soul retains everything. But there's a catch. It's not immediately accessible. That's where the Merkavah becomes so crucial. If the Merkavah is a light body technology, it may operate like a decoder ring or frequency tuner, bringing you into alignment with soul-level information that's otherwise locked behind energetic filters. Think of your past life memories not as deleted files, but as encrypted data. You need the right key to unlock them. Many mystics describe the Merkavah as spinning in opposite directions, creating a torus field of energy that harmonizes the heart, mind, and body. When this field is activated, it allows the consciousness to travel, retrieve, and remember. And perhaps more importantly, it does so safely, bypassing the psychological shock that might occur if these memories were dropped into your awareness all at once. This reframes the entire idea of past life memory. It's not just about curiosity or spiritual entertainment. It's about integration, about reclaiming lost fragments of the self that still influence your present behavior, beliefs, and relationships. In the next part, we'll explore why this memory was hidden in the first place and why your soul chose to forget. Until now, if past life memories are real, if they're stored within your soul or energetic body, the obvious question becomes, why can't we remember them? Why would something so essential be hidden from us? Across ancient spiritual traditions, from the Vedic texts to the Hermetic writings, from Gnostic teachings to the Law of One, there is a recurring idea that a veil is drawn over the soul at birth. In Hinduism, it's called Maya, the illusion that hides ultimate reality. In the Law of One, it's referred to as the veil of forgetfulness, deliberately placed to prevent you from remembering who you were before this incarnation. At first glance, this seems like a curse, but there's a deeper logic at work. Imagine being born with the full weight of 1,000 lifetimes, every betrayal, every heartbreak, every death you've endured. You'd be paralyzed by emotional overload. Worse, you'd be trapped in old karmic scripts, unable to grow or change. The veil exists as a mercy, a kind of spiritual amnesia that protects your psyche while allowing your soul to evolve through fresh experiences. But here's the paradox. Forgetting also leads to repetition. When you don't remember the root cause of a fear, a pattern, or an obsession, you repeat it over and over. Unresolved trauma becomes destiny. Relationships echo old bonds. Phobias appear without origin. You live out karmic loops, like a character stuck in a script you didn't write. And that's where remembering becomes not only helpful, but vital. Because there comes a point in the soul's journey when the forgetting becomes a limitation. When the veil that once protected you now suffocates your growth. When you're ready to reclaim your story, not as a passive recipient, but as an awakened being. This is when the Merkavah becomes active. Ancient mystics believed the Merkavah would not open until the soul reached a certain level of readiness, a spiritual maturity marked by balance, intention, and inner harmony. Once that threshold is crossed, the soul begins to vibrate differently. The sealed records begin to stir, and the veil once so thick begins to thin. But this isn't automatic. It must be chosen. You must become the seeker. You must ask the deeper questions. You must become willing to face what you've been before you can remember who you truly are. In the next part, we'll explore how the Merkavah actually facilitates this unlocking process, not as metaphor, but as energetic mechanism. So how exactly does the Merkavah function as a key to the hidden archives of your soul? The answer begins with energy, because the Merkavah is not a metaphor, but a real energetic structure that surrounds the human body. Imagine two intersecting tetrahedrons, one spinning clockwise, the other counterclockwise, forming a star tetrahedron, a dynamic, multi-dimensional light field. This is the Merkavah. When inactive, it exists in a dormant state, like a computer in sleep mode. But when activated, it becomes a spinning, pulsating force, aligning your consciousness with higher states of awareness. Ancient teachings suggest that the Merkavah is a vehicle of ascension, a chariot for soul travel, and even a mechanism for time traversal. But the practical implications go far beyond mystical travel. They reach into the very core of your being. Because in activating your Merkavah, you also activate the frequencies of remembrance. The structure itself begins to harmonize your physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual bodies, bringing them into coherent resonance. And when this coherence is achieved, buried information begins to surface. Think of it like tuning an old radio. The memories from your past lives are always broadcasting, but until your Merkavah is spinning at the right frequency, all you hear is static. Once tuned, however, past life fragments begin to emerge: emotions, images, names, languages, even muscle memory from skills you've never learned in this life. The activation process isn't something to take lightly. It traditionally involves specific breathwork patterns, visualizations, and meditative alignments, often transmitted from teacher to student. These aren't just esoteric rituals, they're technologies for adjusting your energy field in ways that modern science is only beginning to comprehend. Think of heart coherence, brainwave entrainment, and toroidal field expansion. These are concepts that mirror what the Merkavah teachings have claimed for millennia. And there's another important aspect: safety. The Merkavah doesn't just unlock past life memory, it filters and integrates it in manageable doses. Without this built-in filtering system, A flood of memory could overwhelm the ego, causing psychological collapse or spiritual bypass. The Merkavah, in its intelligent structure, allows for progressive remembering, bringing forward only what you are ready to integrate. No more, no less. There are also accounts, many of them from mystics' regressions and spontaneous awakenings, of individuals encountering specific lifetimes during Merkavah meditations. In some cases, entire scenes have unfolded ancient rituals, lost civilizations, spiritual initiations. Often these visions are accompanied by a deep inner knowing, I've been here before. Not fantasy. Recognition. These are not escape experiences. They are retrieval missions, bringing back knowledge, healing, and awareness from soul fragments left behind. With each memory reclaimed, you become more whole. You begin to remember not just what you did, but who you are beneath the conditioning of this present life. In the next section, we'll explore the subtle ways you may already be accessing your past lives without even realizing it. Signs that your Merkavah may be activating, even if you've never heard the word before. Most people assume that if past lives influence them, they'd have clear, undeniable memories. But the truth is far more subtle and far more fascinating. You might already be remembering without realizing it. One of the most common signs is through dreams. Have you ever had vivid dreams that feel like they belong to a completely different time or place? Dreams where you speak unfamiliar languages, wear ancient clothing, or interact with people you don't know, but somehow feel deeply connected to. These aren't random images. They're echoes from past incarnations filtered through the subconscious. Then there's the experience of déjà vu, that strange sensation that you've been somewhere before or met someone before, even though your rational mind insists otherwise. Déjà vu is more than just a glitch in perception. It's a flicker of past life memory, momentarily slipping through the veil. Emotional triggers are another strong indicator. You might feel an intense fear or attraction to something you've never experienced in this life, like a deep-seated phobia of water heights or fire, or an inexplicable passion for a certain culture era or art form. These responses are often residues from unresolved past experiences. Sometimes people report strong soul connections, relationships that feel like they transcend time. You meet someone for the first time and feel like you've known them forever. You experience instant trust, familiarity, or even conflict that feels ancient. These soul bonds are likely to have roots in previous lives. All these subtle signals can be confusing or dismissed as coincidence, unless you recognize them as parts of your Merkavah activating. When the Merkavah begins to spin even unconsciously, it opens the energetic pathways that link your current self to your soul's memories. This causes these flashes of recognition, these emotional pulses, to become more frequent and intense. It's like your soul is testing the waters, preparing you for a deeper dive. However, these signs can also be disorienting if not understood properly. You might feel ungrounded, overwhelmed by emotions that seem out of place, or caught in patterns you don't understand. This is why learning to work with the Merkavah intentionally through meditation, energy work, and self-awareness is so crucial. In the final content part, we'll explore what happens when you fully step into this remembrance, how unlocking your past lives with the Merkavah can transform your present and future in profound ways. Remembering your past lives through the Merkavah isn't about escaping this reality or indulging in nostalgic fantasies. It's about reclaiming your wholeness, integrating all parts of yourself across time and dimension to live more fully in the present. When the veil lifts and past life memories emerge, several profound transformations can occur. First is the gift of spiritual sovereignty. You begin to see that you are not a victim of circumstance or karma, but an active creator of your destiny. Understanding the patterns you've repeated over multiple lifetimes gives you the power to break free from them. You move from unconscious reaction to conscious choice. This is empowerment on the deepest level. Second, remembering your soul's journey clarifies your life purpose. The confusing, sometimes painful questions, why am I here? What am I meant to do? Start to find answers. You see how this life fits into a larger tapestry of growth, learning, and service. This sense of alignment brings peace, motivation, and direction. Third is healing. Many emotional wounds trace back not just to this life, but to unresolved trauma carried across incarnations. Through Merkavah activation and past life integration, these wounds can be brought to light, understood, and healed. This process often releases heavy burdens, allowing you to move forward with a lighter heart and clearer mind. Fourth, you embrace the multidimensional self, a being who exists not just in linear time, but in the full spectrum of existence. This expanded awareness allows you to access intuitive insights, creative inspiration, and a profound sense of connection with the cosmos. Stories from mystics and Merkavah practitioners abound. One woman described spontaneously remembering a lifetime as a healer in ancient Lemuria, which explained her natural gift for herbal medicine. Another man recalled being a warrior in Atlantis, revealing his deep instinct for protection and courage. These memories didn't trap them in the past, they freed them to live with deeper authenticity. But these gifts come with responsibility. The Merkavah's power must be handled with respect, grounded in humility and discernment. It is a tool of awakening, not escapism. In this journey of remembrance, you are not alone. The ancient ones who developed Merkavah teachings encoded their wisdom for those ready to reclaim it. They knew the veil would one day thin, and seekers like you would awaken to their full potential. As you continue on this path, remember, unlocking your past lives is not just a personal quest. It is part of a larger evolution of consciousness, a return to unity and truth. In the final segment, we will wrap up this journey and invite you to take the first steps toward reactivating your Merkavah. You are far more than the sum of your current memories. Your soul carries the weight, wisdom, and wonder of countless lifetimes, hidden just beneath the surface, waiting for the moment you're ready to reclaim them. The Merkavah, this ancient light vehicle encoded within you, is not broken or lost. It's simply dormant, waiting for your intention and awakening. The ancients left these keys not for the curious, but for the ready, those who seek with seriousness and courage. The path to unlocking your past lives is not an escape from reality. It is a deeper dive into truth. It is the courageous act of remembering who you truly are, beyond the veils, beyond the masks, beyond the limits of time. If this message resonates with you, if you feel the stirring of your own hidden memories, I invite you to take the first step. begin with intention. Explore your Merkavah. Ask yourself, am I ready to remember? If you feel called, comment below with the word I remember. Close your eyes if it feels safe. Breathe deeply. Have you ever sensed that there's more to you than flesh and bone? That beneath your physical form, there exists a sacred geometry of light and consciousness, a structure designed to carry you not just through space, but through transformation. That structure is your Merkavah. The word Merkavah comes from ancient Egyptian and Hebrew origins. Mer, meaning light, ka, meaning spirit, and ba, meaning body. Together, it refers to the divine vehicle that carries the body and spirit from one dimension to another. But this isn't just spiritual theory. Your Merkavah is real and it's active. Whether you know it or not, it surrounds you as an energetic field of sacred geometry, always waiting for your conscious awakening. Think of the Merkavah like a spinning field of light, made of two intersecting tetrahedrons, one pointing upward, one downward. When activated, it becomes a bridge between your higher self and your physical being, between memory and destiny, between suffering and liberation. And why does this matter? Because within your energy body you carry wounds. Wounds from childhood. Wounds from betrayal, loss, rejection. Wounds you inherited. Wounds from lifetimes past. These aren't just emotional, they're energetic imprints. And no matter how much you talk about them or suppress them, they remain. Unless they are released at the energetic level. That's where your Merkavah becomes a profound tool for healing. It doesn't just help you ascend, it helps you return. Return to your truth, your wholeness, your light. In this video, we're going to explore how to awaken your Merkavah, not as a concept, but as an experience. And through that activation, you'll begin to release what's been buried deep and finally make space for your soul to breathe again. Let's begin. What are deep emotional wounds? They are not just memories. They are not just painful experiences stored in the mind. Deep emotional wounds are energetic imprints, buried feelings that were too overwhelming, too intense, or too confusing to process when they first occurred. And because they were never fully felt, they were never fully healed. These wounds live in your body, in the tightness of your chest when someone raises their voice, in the way your stomach knots when you're about to speak your truth, in the moments when you feel rejected, abandoned, not enough. They shape your relationships, your choices, your patterns. They whisper things like, don't trust, don't get too close, or you're not worthy. And often they do this beneath your awareness. Silently, persistently. Some wounds begin in childhood times, when your emotional needs weren't met, or when you were made to feel unsafe for being who you were. Others are rooted in heartbreak, betrayal, failure, or grief. And some wounds you can't explain. They seem to come from nowhere, yet they feel ancient, heavy, like you've carried them across lifetimes. These are what many call karmic or ancestral wounds, emotional burdens passed through lineage or soul memory. And they're just as real as anything that's happened in this lifetime. But here's the thing about these wounds: they don't define you. They are not your identity. They are echoes, frozen pieces of you that are still waiting to be met with love. Healing doesn't come from ignoring these wounds or bypassing them with positivity. Healing comes from honoring them, listening to them, feeling them fully in a space of safety and compassion. And when you do, something beautiful happens. The wound begins to release its charge. It stops needing to control your life. It stops running in the background of your relationships, your decisions, your dreams. That's where tools like the Merkavah become so powerful. Because you don't just need to understand the wound, you need to move it, transform it, liberate it from your energy field. So take this to heart if you feel like you're stuck in cycles. If you find yourself reacting more than responding. If you carry a sadness that doesn't have a clear source, it's likely that there's an emotional wound underneath. And not only is that okay, it's an invitation, an opening, not to fix yourself, but to remember yourself, to love the parts of you that never got the love they deserved. We all carry wounds. That doesn't make us broken. It makes us human. And it also means we can heal, with breath, with presence, with light, and with the sacred support of the energetic technology that lives within you, your Merkavah. Now that you understand what these wounds are, let's learn how the Merkavah helps you release them. Now that we've explored what deep emotional wounds are, let's talk about how the Merkavah becomes a powerful tool for releasing them, not just spiritually, but energetically, somatically, and emotionally. Your Merkavah isn't just a concept. It is an energetic vehicle, an actual structure of light and sacred geometry that surrounds your body. Shaped like two interlocking tetrahedrons, one spinning upward, the other spinning downward. This field is both dynamic and intelligent. It's designed to balance your masculine and feminine energies, connect your earthly self with your divine essence, and create movement across dimensions of healing and consciousness. But what does that have to do with emotional wounds? Imagine this: every unresolved emotional wound is like a stone sitting in your energetic field. Heavy, dense, immobile. Over time, these stones pile up and begin to block the flow of your life force. You may feel stuck, tired, unmotivated, anxious. You might repeat painful cycles, not because you want to, but because the energy of those wounds is still trapped in your system. The Merkavah is the key that unlocks this stagnation. When activated, the spinning motion of the Merkavah begins to clear and lift those emotional imprints from your field. Like a cosmic centrifuge, it creates movement. It stirs the places in you that have been frozen in time, bringing light awareness and breath into emotional patterns you didn't even know you were still carrying. This is not about forcing healing. It's about creating the conditions for healing. As the Merkavah spins powered by your breath, your intention, and your presence, it harmonizes your electromagnetic field. It aligns your thoughts with your heart. It creates a frequency high enough for you to safely feel and release the energies you've been avoiding. And the beauty is, you're not doing this with your mind alone. You're doing it with your light body, your ancient multidimensional self that remembers how to transmute fear into peace, pain into freedom, grief into grace. You see, most traditional methods of healing address emotions from a psychological level. And while that's important, it's not always enough. Some wounds are stored in the subtle body, in your auric field, in your cellular memory. These are the places where the Merkavah works best, because it bypasses logic and moves energy directly at the source. Here's another way to understand it. The Merkavah acts like a sacred container. a moving sanctuary. When you enter it consciously, you enter a space where healing becomes not only possible, but accelerated. Not forced, but supported. It's not about escaping your emotions. It's about feeling them in a way that finally sets them free. And perhaps most importantly, it's safe. You're not spiraling into pain without direction. You're riding the wave of your own light, held in a structure that is geometrically and cosmically designed to protect and uplift you. So if you've ever felt overwhelmed by your emotions, if you've ever wanted to heal but didn't know where to start, if you've ever felt like there's something ancient and powerful inside of you waiting to be remembered, then your Merkavah is waiting. It's always been there. In the next section, we'll begin preparing your energy to activate it. But before we do, take a breath. Close your eyes and simply acknowledge that you have everything you need right now to begin releasing what no longer serves you. Your healing begins with remembering, and your Merkavah is here to help you remember the light you truly are. Before we begin activating the Merkavah and working with deep emotional energy, there is one essential step we cannot skip: preparation. Healing, especially at the energetic level, requires more than just willingness. It requires readiness. Your body, mind, and spirit must feel safe. Because without safety, the heart stays closed, the nervous system stays guarded, and the emotional body won't release what it's not ready to let go of. That's where grounding breath and inner safety come in. Let's begin with grounding. Grounding is your connection to the earth, to the physical plane. It's what helps you stay present, embodied, and stable when working with powerful spiritual energies, like the Merkavah. Think of it like the roots of a tree. The deeper the roots go into the earth, the more safely the branches can reach toward the heavens. There are many ways to ground. One of the simplest is to take your awareness down to your feet. Feel the soles of your feet, whether they're touching the floor, the grass, or the earth. Imagine golden cords or roots extending from the bottoms of your feet deep into the earth's core. With each breath, feel yourself anchoring more fully into this present moment. More rooted. More here. You can also ground through nature, walking barefoot, sitting under a tree, touching water, even holding a stone. Let the earth hold you. Let it remind you that you are supported, that you are safe. Now, let's talk about the breath. The breath is the bridge between the conscious and the subconscious. It's the language of the soul. When you breathe with intention, you calm the nervous system, open the heart space, and create flow within the body. This is crucial when working with the Merkavah. Try this simple breath. Inhale gently through the nose for a count of 4. Hold for 4. Exhale slowly through the mouth for a count of 6 or 8. Pause at the bottom. Do this a few times. Let the breath soften you. Let it signal to your body. It's safe to feel. It's safe to be here. And now, inner safety. This part is subtle but deeply important. Emotional wounds often occurred in moments when we didn't feel safe physically, emotionally, or spiritually. So as we prepare to release them, we must first create a space of inner safety, a sanctuary within. One way to do this is to call in your inner protector, your higher self, your spirit guides, angels, or ancestors. You can also place a hand over your heart or your belly and gently affirm, "I am safe in my body. I am held by the earth. My heart is protected and strong. This creates a container of trust. It signals to your system that you don't have to brace anymore, that this time it's different. This time, healing can happen in a space of gentleness, not fear. Some people also like to create a physical space for this work. A candle, soft lighting a crystal, a comforting scent. Whatever reminds your body and spirit that this moment is sacred, intentional, and kind. Because here's the truth. The more grounded and safe you feel, the more deeply your Merkavah can activate, the more freely the emotional energy can move, and the more lasting the healing will be. So take your time with this. You don't need to rush. Every breath you take in awareness is a preparation. Every moment of stillness is a doorway. Every act of grounding is a message to your soul. I am ready. I am safe. I am open to receive. In the next part, we'll begin the actual Merkavah activation. But before we do, just pause. Breathe. Feel the earth beneath you. Feel the light within you. You are not doing this alone. You are supported. And the path ahead is one of liberation. Now that your body is grounded, your breath is calm, and your inner space feels safe. It's time to begin the activation of your Merkavah. Remember, your Merkavah is not something outside of you. It is you. It is your light body, an extension of your consciousness, always present, always alive. What we're doing now is simply waking it up, aligning with it, and inviting it to move in harmony with your intention to heal. Let's begin. Close your eyes if you haven't already. Bring your awareness to the space around your body, about an arm's length in every direction. Visualize a radiant field of light forming around you, made of two interlocking tetrahedrons, one pointing up, the other down. The top pyramid is masculine energy, active, skyward, solar. The bottom pyramid is feminine energy, receptive, grounded, lunar. Together, they form a Merkavah star, a spinning field of balanced power and grace. Now imagine the upper pyramid beginning to spin clockwise from your point of view, that's right to left. Feel it generating momentum with each inhale. Then, with every exhale, visualize the lower pyramid beginning to spin counterclockwise, from your perspective, left to right. They are spinning in opposite directions, yet perfectly synchronized. Let this spinning continue. Inhale. Upper pyramid spins faster, gathering light. Exhale. Lower pyramid spins in balance, anchoring that energy into your body. You might begin to feel a hum, a soft vibration, a tingling in your skin. That's your field responding. Stay with it. As the Merkavah spins, affirm gently in your mind, or say out loud if you like, I activate my Merkavah with love and intention. I am safe to release. I am light. I am whole. I am free. Now begin to bring to mind a wound, a heaviness, a memory, or a feeling you're ready to let go of. You don't need to explain it or relive it. Just name it silently. This grief, this fear, this shame. Hold it with compassion and let the spinning field of your Merkavah surround it. Visualize that wound, its color, its weight, its location in the body. Now imagine the light from your Merkavah spinning around it, dissolving it gently. No force, no pressure. Just light. Just breath. Just willingness. Inhale, bring in golden light. Exhale, Release dense energy into the earth to be transmuted. Repeat. Again and again. Let emotion rise if it wants to. Tears, warmth, sensation, it's all welcome. Your Merkavah knows what to do. Trust it. Stay in this field for as long as you like. When you're ready, begin to slow the spin gently, mindfully. See the pyramids gradually returning to stillness. Still shining, still protective, but calm. Your Merkavah doesn't disappear. It rests until you call on it again. Breathe deeply now. Affirm my field is clear. My heart is open. I am in alignment. Slowly bring your awareness back to your body. Wiggle your fingers, your toes. And when it feels right, gently open your eyes. You've just activated your Merkavah and initiated an energetic shift within you. Let it continue to move through your day, your dreams, your healing. In the next section, we'll learn how to use this light to directly release emotional pain through breath focus and conscious surrender. But for now, just feel the spaciousness. Feel the lightness. You are doing beautifully. Now that your Merkavah has been activated, you are held within a sacred container of light, a geometric sanctuary that protects, amplifies, and harmonizes your energy. This is where the real alchemy begins, because healing doesn't just happen through understanding. It happens through release, and that release comes through two ancient, powerful forces, light and breath. Take a slow inhale, and as you do, bring to mind one emotional wound you're ready to face. It doesn't have to be the deepest or the most painful, just one that is ready. Maybe it's sadness that lingers. Maybe it's fear that keeps returning. Maybe it's a memory that still brings pain. Whatever arises, trust that it has come forward for a reason. Now bring your awareness to where that wound lives in your body. Is it in your chest, your throat, your stomach? Feel it not with judgment, but with presence. You don't need to change it. Just notice it. As you hold that awareness, begin to visualize light gathering above your crown. It can be golden, white, violet, whatever color feels healing to you. With each inhale, draw that light into your body, down through the crown, and into the area of pain. The breath is your guide. The light is your medicine. Inhale, invite the light in. Let it swirl gently around the wound. Exhale, release what's heavy. Let it melt, dissolve, lift. Don't force anything. The breath is not about pushing. It's about allowing. Allow the pain to speak if it needs to. Allow the tears to fall if they want to. Allow yourself to feel without running away. Because the moment you stop resisting is the moment healing begins. Speak gently to yourself as you do this. Whisper affirmations to the part of you that's hurting. It's okay to feel this. I am here with you. You are safe now. You are not broken. You are becoming. Sometimes the wound just wants to be witnessed, held in loving presence. That in itself can be enough to create a shift. As the light continues to move through your body, you may feel heat, or tingling, or a sensation of release. You may feel lighter, or you may feel tired. Whatever comes, trust it. That's the energy moving. That's your Merkavah doing its work. With every exhale, imagine layers of the wound being lifted from your field, like smoke rising from the earth. You can even visualize it leaving your body through your breath, transmuted by the light into something new. Peace, clarity, wholeness. Now pause. Breathe slowly. Feel the space that has been cleared. Notice the quiet, the stillness, the shift. Place a hand over your heart and thank yourself. Not just for releasing, but for being brave enough to face what most people avoid. This is the path of the healer, the mystic, the soul who remembers. And remember, this doesn't have to be done all at once. Healing is not a performance, it's a rhythm. You can return to this process anytime breath, light, presence, release. In the next section, we'll focus on integration, on resting into the new space you've created inside yourself. But for now, take one last deep breath. Let it carry away the remnants of what was, and let it welcome what is becoming. You've done powerful work. You've activated your Merkavah. You've breathed into pain. You've released what was once too heavy to hold. And now your system is recalibrating, reorganizing itself around a new vibration. This is the moment of integration. Healing is not just about releasing. It's about what happens after. It's about how you tend to yourself after the storm, how you sit with what remains, how you receive the peace that follows the purge. Right now, your energy field is more open, more spacious, more sensitive. So instead of rushing forward, take this time to rest in the most powerful place of all the heart field. Bring your awareness into the center of your chest, not just physically, but energetically. The heart is more than an organ. It is a multidimensional gateway. It connects your human self to your higher self. It holds the blueprint of who you truly are, before the wounding, before the roles, before the fear. Let yourself drop into this space. Feel it not as a concept, but as a sensation. Warmth, softness, stillness. The heart doesn't push, it doesn't rush, it simply holds. Place your hands over your chest if that helps. Breathe deeply into this sacred center. Inhale, I receive. Exhale, I return. Let the mind be quiet now. Let the breath guide you. And let your Merkavah continue to spin gently in the background, supporting your integration, harmonizing your light. This is a time to receive the healing you just allowed, to let it soak into the layers of your being, into your thoughts, your cells, your emotions, your dreams. You don't need to figure anything out. You don't need to explain what just happened. Just trust something within. You has shifted, even if you can't yet name it. Maybe it's subtle. Maybe it's deep. Maybe it will unfold slowly over the coming days through synchronicities, dreams, emotions, or insight. Stay open. Stay curious. Stay kind with yourself. This is integration. This is the space where healing becomes transformation. Affirm to yourself now, I rest in my heart. I honor what has been released. I trust in what is unfolding. I am safe. I am whole. I am light. Feel those words not just as thoughts but as frequency. And if at any point in the future you feel overwhelmed, lost, or disconnected, return here, to your heart, to your breath, to your Merkavah. You are never far from home. This space, this stillness, this is you. In the final part of this journey, we'll close with a reminder of what you've awakened and how to carry it forward into your daily life. But for now, stay in this gentle radiance. Breathe, be, receive. As we come to the end of this journey, take a final deep breath and let it carry with it everything you've touched, felt remembered, and released. You've opened a doorway within yourself. You've activated a sacred field of light, the Merkavah. You've entered your wounds with compassion and allowed light and breath to begin softening them. That's not small work. That's sacred work. And now, a gentle reminder. Healing is not a destination. It's a relationship. Some days will feel expansive and light. Others may feel dense and quiet. But each breath you take in awareness, each time you return to your heart, is part of the practice. You don't have to activate your Merkavah perfectly. You don't need